A senior ditch day party goes horribly wrong when one of the high school students jumps into the pool and slams his head. Now that teen is suing his friend's parents for negligence, claiming the parents did nothing to stop the reckless activity.
12 News journalist Chase Golightly spoke with that student's attorney about the case, and he is joining us now in studio. Chase, how bad were the injuries?
Well, Gribe apparently had knocked the student unconscious and almost ripped his ear off. Now the victim, who isn't 21, along with others, were drinking at the party, but his attorney and others say they still have a case. It started off as a social media post made by a senior at Desert Vista High School telling other students they were having a party and to bring your own alcohol.
Party was a rager. They called it a dager, which means a daytime rager.
Attorney Brian Foster says it led to more than 100 teens packing the Ahwatukee home. Foster's now representing this 18-year-old student.
He and a bunch of other kids were jumping off the roof of this house into the swimming pool in the backyard.
This is video of that teen doing a front flip into the pool. What it doesn't show is that he missed, slamming his head into the pool deck, immediately knocking him out.
Had a concussion, had essentially his entire ear ripped off.
You can see others reacting, one jumping in to help. Foster says an ambulance was called and took the student to the hospital, where he did have a blood alcohol concentration of 0.114, more than the legal limit for someone who is legally allowed to drink. Foster says the medical bills are in the hundreds of thousands. He reached out to the homeowners for their insurance, but said they never responded, leading to this lawsuit against them, claiming the family supplied alcohol to the party, knew it would be consumed by minors, and they did not do anything to stop the alcohol consumption or reckless activities like jumping into the pool.
Clearly, my guy made a very poor judgment, and he will be held partially responsible for his conduct. But the overwhelming of fault, will be assessed to the homeowners for hosting an alcohol party for a bunch of 17-year-old high school students.
Given the circumstances, we reached out to another attorney, Benjamin Taylor, who has no relation to this litigation, asking him, since it was the parents' child who invited everyone, and these minors, including the victim, decided to drink and jump off the roof, if there is still a case here.
When your kids are having a party, even if you do not know about it, you still can be responsible. So even if your child invites other kids to the party and they mess up, under Arizona law, you as a parent can still be sued and still be liable for what your kid did if somebody get hurt, especially if they're a minor.
Now, I did reach out to the homeowners and spoke with one of them over the phone. They told me due to the false claims made in the lawsuit, they are hiring their own attorney. We're live in the studio. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
All right, Chase, thanks.